So the keyword here is chiropractor. I'm using Local Falcon. It's a 9x9 grid, and I believe this is a 5 or 6 mile radius. Sports and spinal has the highest share of local voice at a 40%. You can click on any listing over here and you can see how the map will change. This is very important because if you see that you only have a couple green dots, that means you're only on page 1 of Google in the map pack at those areas. So what do I mean by that? If you Google the keyword chiropractor Albany, New York, Google displays 3 organic map pack listings on page 1. This is where the majority of the website clicks and phone calls take place because most people will do a Google search, not a map search. They'll do a Google search and then they'll contact these first couple listings here to see if they're available, maybe drive to them to schedule like an appointment or whatever it is. These first 3 are so critical. Let's say you're position 8. So you have to click on more places now, and you have to scroll down to one of these listings. Let's say like your peak performance chiropractor. That's how someone finds you. So if you're not in position 1, 2, and 3 on that heat map, it's an additional step for someone to take. That's why you're probably not getting as many phone calls or customers to your business. You might have a great looking website, which we're going to get into, but if you're not on page 1, that's why you're not getting the phone call. So the example here is going to be Dr. Bath. So let's look them up. Here we go. 6.1%. And by the way, the view that I'm using here, these are all the businesses that are in the area that are competing roughly in this exact same 9x9 5 mile radius. So you can see there's tons of competition. So it's so critical to flip dots to get more customers for your business so you can continue to grow and you can invest and you can hire and you can, whatever else that goes on. But you have to be found first on page 1. So let's look at their profile and let's talk about what they can do to rank a little bit better. So let's go back into Google over here. Let's put in their brand name and let's talk about their profile. So to start, 49 Google reviews. That's great. But if you click on this and you go to newest, notice how, and they're getting reviews, which is like the hardest part. Getting reviews is hard, but they don't respond to reviews. Responding to reviews will help with dwell time because the users who are thinking about using a chiropractor to something with their neck or back or sports injury, they want to see that the owner is responding to the reviews. Dwell time is a ranking factor. People spend more time on these profiles. I think Google will then actually artificially raise your listens a little bit because users are actually liking what they're seeing because they're reading, respond to reviews. And it can also help increase phone calls and website clicks and directions because they can see that there is the owner behind it who is responding, who's, if someone had a good experience, like they're responding, they're happy for them. People want to see the same thing too. So respond to reviews. It's a really easy thing, but unfortunately they're missing out on that. Number 2, their primary category is chiropractor, and that's good. There are secondary categories you can play around with, but having chiropractor there makes a whole lot of sense. That's good. Number 3, they have a physical address. Now, most chiropractors do. The reason why I call it an address is that I've been getting reached out to by some HVAC companies and locksmiths who don't have a physical address. And if you don't have a physical address that's displayed on Google My Business, chances are you're not going to rank as well. So if you have a physical address, that is very important. It drops a pin on the map, but also users can click on directions. It helps with dwell time. It can help rank you even better. So make sure you have a physical address. I'm sure you do if you're a chiropractor, but I always like to call this out. Next is your hours. So hours when you're open is a ranking factor. So the reason why I shared this is that the audit that I did, I noticed that a lot of the competition all had the same standard hours. It was roughly like 8 to 5. It seemed like everyone was going after. What I suggested to them was that maybe they should try one day a week where they change their hours and they go from, let's say, from 8 to 5 to something like 10 to 7. Because my thought process was if everyone else closes at 5 o'clock and you're open for 2 more hours, you're going to catch a whole wave of people who are, let's say, done with work now, who are, let's say, like they're sitting in an office chair all day or they're out on a construction site or whatever it is, and they now need to search for a chiropractor to schedule a future appointment. If you're open, like 2 more hours past your competition, you actually will improve your rank better for the term chiropractor and chiropractor near me because you're open. So I suggested that it's like a hack, and you can then look at your own call data, like call rail or whatever you use to track phone calls and say, hey, it was actually worth it for us to be open slightly later than our competition. On some days, we got more phone calls. We scheduled more appointments for the week when we are open because we were open 2 hours past our competition. So that's really important. Now, things that I don't see that they don't have any updates. They don't have any reviews on other platforms. and they don't have any question and answer. So there's some things missing about their profile, which I think would actually help them rank better. So what do I mean by that? Let's go to TM Blast over here. So TM Blast, my profile, I have so two things. One, I have this question, actually three things. First, question and answers. So I have people will ask questions, or I might even ask it myself. Ask questions and respond directly. It's a great way to build out your profile. Plus, you probably get the same question all the time as a chiropractor. So ask the question, answer it directly, use the keyword chiropractor. That can help you rank better. Next, I have a secondary site called, well, it's called Trust Index. It's a online reviews website. So people can leave reviews on Google My Business or Trust Index directly. The point though is that having Trust Index here actually makes my Google My Business account even bigger. So they actually link out to my Trust Index. So I can click on this over here if you want to see, and users will then go to this page. You can read all the reviews. You can toggle on Trust Index versus Google. You can even bring in reviews, I think, from Yelp and from the App Store, and there's a bunch of other platforms too. So it's actually quite a powerful tool. But what I really like about it is that it makes my profile even bigger. I think dwell time is a significant factor when it comes to local SEO. So you have your Google reviews, but you also have secondary reviews on Trust Index. So get reviews on Yelp, TripAdvisor, Facebook, whatever it is, just diversify your reviews. I think that's going to help. And then next here is that they don't have any updates. So updates are anything you want to share within your business. So for me, I'm always sharing results for local SEO clients, B2B, SaaS, whatever it is. But for my local SEO clients, I'm always recommending them take photos of your team doing the project, share photos of your location, anything that's important, because then you can add keywords to it. Helps with dwell time. I think it will also help a lot with your rankings too. So include updates, expand upon that, share the photos of inside your location. Again, dwell time, dwell time, dwell time. I think it's really critical. It'll help you rank better for the keyword chiropractor. All right, here is their website. Now, I'm not going to go in depth of their keywords and anything like that. All I want to do is give a quick tip. By the way, I think this website looks phenomenal. But here's the quick tip. Down here in the bottom right-hand side, this is actually the wrong address that's shown. They pulled in their address for their business, but they don't actually show their business name. So what I mean by that is that if you go to, let me go back to their profile over here. So let's go back one. Here it is. If you click on their map profile and you click on share, embed a map, notice how this map now says Dr. Bath, has their address, has their 5-star review out of 49, and there's a directions link. So it's basically the same map, but you're actually creating that connection back for your profile into your website. The map that they have is actually incorrect because it's just their address. There's no directions tab you can click there. Just a missed opportunity, but that's what I would recommend. Embed the correct map into your footer. That would really help too. All right. So I don't want to spend too much time on the website because this isn't, a full on like audit that I'm doing. This is just a quick one for this, for this video. But my last tip is to use either Bing or Google, put in your website into brackets and then do minus site and then your website name again. So what I can already see here is that when you take out their website name, it's really just Facebook and Instagram that show up for entities. And if you do that for within Google, it's just Instagram. So the reason why this is so important is that you want to have online directories that talk about your business name, your address, your phone number, anything else like that. So what I would recommend if I was working on their account, they should be on listings for Schenectady, Latham, Cohoes, Albany, Clifton Park, whatever it is. They should be on online directories that talk about them as a chiropractor, because those online entities are going to be picked up by Google from like a ranking standpoint. Bing will also look at it too, and even ChatGPT as well. When they're looking for, let's say, a chiropractor near me, they're going to look for online entities like Yelp or anything else like that. They're going to say, hey, like here are some listings here that will probably satisfy your search. So getting on online entities will help you rank better for chiropractor. It will also drive in referral traffic. And what you can do too is you can have partnerships with those places, and you can say, hey, do you do any additional marketing for local businesses? Most of them will, because they want to do that. And what you can do is you can get on their direct mailer, you can get on a social media blast, whatever it is, to promote your chiropractor business in the areas you want to service. It would then increase your brand search for your brand name plus chiropractor. I think that Google will then look at that when they see you responding to reviews. The dwell time will actually increase. That will actually help lead to a better ranking for chiropractor. I think you've changed the hours a little bit. You can also get a ranking boost, and there's just even so much more. But when I look at this as number one listing in sports and spinal wellness, and they're at a 40%, and I look at Dr. Bath at a 6%, I keep saying, what would going from 6% to 12% do for your business, or 12% to 20%? And the same radius that you service, you get more website clicks, you get more impressions, you get more phone calls, and hopefully you get more scheduled appointments as well, because you're ranking for the keyword chiropractor. That's so huge. But anyway, that's the video. I hope this was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions, and as always, have a good rest of your day.